It's
Hello,
live.
everyone. Welcome back to our weekly interviews. I am Vera Morris with Beauty Queens Galore, the pageant resource. And we are here today with someone very, very special, Navy Brar, who is a finalist for Haut Monde Mrs. India Worldwide Finalist 2023. I am so happy to have you here. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Veera. Namaste.
Namaste. You look so beautiful today.
Thank you so much.
So, are you ready to get started? Because there is so much I want to cover with you today. Are you ready to get started?
For sure. Go ahead with your questions. Yeah, I'm excited too for this interview. It took so long to plan and like schedule the dates, and it was to and fro conversation. But finally, the day is here when we are like face to face and talking to each other on live.
Absolutely. I'm super excited because you definitely are a queen on a mission. And so we definitely want to share that with our viewers. So tell me, how did you get involved with pageantry, and what is your biggest source that makes you want to stay in it?
So, I was so much involved into cultural activities back home in the universities, but in my background, it was not really appreciated. In my family, pursuing a modeling and fashion industry was not something that was appreciated. So they wanted me to pursue electrical engineering and then move on with the job and the saddle the way every second, third woman saddles. But I always wanted to, whenever I used to see the New York Fashion Week and Paris Fashion Week, and I used to see how these models were walking, and I wanted to do that, but I did not get an opportunity, and I'm basically from a very small town from northern India. I live in Punjab, and so I did not get any opportunity. So and this year I was actually looking for opportunity for Mrs. category, and I searched number of pageants within Canada and then India, and then I finally came across this pageant, Haut Monde Mrs. India Worldwide. And even though I am a Canadian right now, it's been 13 plus years I'm living in Canada. So the only condition for this pageant was that you must be of an Indian origin, and doesn't matter which country you live in right now. Doesn't matter about your citizenship status. So they accept women with Indian origin globally to showcase their talent despite their age as well. So that was the beauty of this pageant. And then I discussed with my partner that this is something I want to do. And at first there were some questions like, I'm a safety inspector in transit, and I do collision investigation. I drive train, and so I name my journey as a steel wheel to the heels. So it was entirely different that I'm pursuing right now, along with my full full-time job. So there was a question that would you be able to do that? But yes, I applied and cleared all the auditions, and it's been 6 months. I'm preparing for that, and the big day is soon. It's 4th of June till 10th of June. I will be heading to Dubai for my finale.
Wow, that's so exciting. And I did read about this pageant. I think it's amazing that there's 40 plus countries of different Indian women that represent so many parts of the world. I found that to be so intriguing, and that there's an audition process. So it's a whole process to be a part of this pageant, which says a lot about it. So speaking of it, what are the different categories of this pageant?
So they have so for 6 days. It's going to happen in Dubai. There are very different categories. There is going to be a traditional round where we'll be wearing. We got a lookbook, and we'll be showcasting our talents in the sari. right? Well, that's the traditional dress of Indian women, right? And then there is a swimwear round, and there is a resort wear round. There is one gown round that they want to see you in a Western look. So it's Western look, traditional look, resort, sari, and then there is a talent round. So they're going to give you 1 minute to perform any talent you have. So I am preparing a dance. I'm right now in the process of choreographing that dance. So I have seen last year people did paintings and singing and dance. So that 1 minute is your. You are free to choose your dress. You're free to choose whatever you want to, and then they from I think it's 125 contestant, and they're gonna after 5 days they will shortlist top 25, and there will be a question answer round, and from top 25 it's gonna narrow down to top 15. It's gonna be another question round, and then top 5, and then the crown.
Amazing. So it's going to be 6 packed days of competition. And I am so excited for you. This is going to be but it's going to be so much fun too. And let me ask you this, speaking of competition, do you think that women in pageantry should dress their age, their division, or should it be based on their sense of style?
So they gave the lookbook. So I'm not going to talk about what colors, because I want my audience to like see, just stay surprised that what my sari look will be. So you can style sari in n number of ways. So if they're giving you gown, that doesn't mean you just go with a regular gown. You can put all the creativity that you think you want to showcase there. You have a big swimwear round. It's up to you. You can use props with that to. So yes, they give you. They have give you a lookbook that these are the looks that this is the color, and this is the outfit. Now it's up to you how you want to present it there, and that's where actually they're going to score you on the base of the style, that how beautifully you style that outfit on you.
So it is important that you have your own sense of style, because I feel like that's what separates you, from other people, is just having your own identity. So I'm glad that you'll be able to do that, because that's very important.
Otherwise, it will literally look like a school uniform, right? So if everybody is wearing, let's say, white gowns, so then how would they differentiate? So they told you, okay, this color gown, and now they want to see how creative you want to get, and you can go into Google and search different kind of gowns, and then you can see I want to put this kind of belt onto that, or these kind of accessories I want to do, and like everything is gonna be scored, like your hairstyle. And yes, there will be makeup artists. The makeup artist will be assisting you on the finale, but the first 6 days they want to see, because a queen must know how to dress up herself and style and everything. So the first 6 days, uh, there will be a team of makeup artists that will be helping you in case that you are not able to do something, or you're running behind and it's the time for the photo shoots or the group photos. But they expect, and it's already been notified, they expect you to do your makeup and everything by yourself, and then represent yourself as a queen, and that's it.
Absolutely. And I feel like that's important. It's great for someone else to doll you up, but it's also great, when you know how to do it yourself and build that self-confidence you have. So let me ask you this, especially as someone who is in Mrs. Pageantries, do you feel like there's a huge responsibility as title holders, as Mrs., that you should have? Do you feel like there is a huge responsibility holding that Mrs. title?
Every Everything comes with a responsibility. any position, any designation, and the crown is an identity. And it doesn't matter it's Miss category or Mrs. category. The crown comes with the responsibility. You represent that organization, not for just that next year. You represent, like when I go online, I check, okay, who was the winner in 2012, 2013. You see how they are doing, what they are up to. So once you become a winner and you wear that crown, you hold the responsibility for that organization and even people who admire you during the journey. So it's a huge responsibility. You want to set up an example. You want to inspire other women, and you want to inspire the next generation, or you want to inspire girls who are looking forward to you, who are looking you as a Mrs. And they make their own waves of dreams. And when they look at you, so you should really be a role model. Actually, what I would say is that before participating into the pageantry, I think a person should really look high to themselves first and prepare themselves mentally and socially as well before heading for the any kind of pageantry, because it's a huge responsibility. It's not just a ramp walk. It's a responsibility on your shoulder that you have to carry with a lot of elegance, with a lot of smile, despite the sleepless nights.
Absolutely. And I always say that crown it carries a lot of weight because we do have a lot of responsibility as title holders. And you said it, we should know who we are before we compete, because I feel like that's so key and that's what's so important. And speaking of that, let me ask you, because as someone who's very active, as you're very active on social media, as a pageant resource, because, Beauty Queens Galore, we are a huge pageant resource. So what do you want to see more of coming from us or in the pageant community in general?
You have to repeat your question again. This went so long.
It's okay. So I was just saying, Beauty Queens Galore, we're a huge pageant resource, and we try to provide different resources for women who are involved in pageantry or trying to start in pageantry. What more do you think that we can provide, or what more do you want to see in the pageant community?
I think when we talk about pageantry and when we talk about beauty, it is still perceived as, the perfect figure, the perfect color, and like you are ready with the packed with the makeup all the time. And I'm very active on the social media, and I want to mention one thing here. I was not active. I was just active on my personal social media with 120, 60 or followers like that. It's just my friends, school friends, university friends, and people who are very closely associated with me in my life. And I used to share pictures, but I never shared picture on a social platform in a public. So that was a stepping stone for me to post my picture in public and get all the positive and negative comments. So I prepared myself. That's how. So when you talk about the change, I think the change is the pageantry is still perceived as someone with a perfect figure, and no blemishes on the skin, and beautiful. It's not. It's somebody who is beautiful from inside, and that's what I want this message to go across the world. That it doesn't matter what color you are, and doesn't matter how tall you are, or whether you have a perfect figure or not. You can still be a winner as long as you're a beautiful person inside and you're determined to make this world a better place to live.
Absolutely. And authenticity is so important in pageantry. I agree with you 100%. So tell me, what do you want to be remembered for?
Whether I win or I don't win, I want people to remember my journey. That it's a completely a 360-degree phase shift, right? Um, Starting from a person who did not know how to handle a makeup brush perfectly, and somebody who is very introvert. Now I am speaking to you on a live. I would never come live in my life ever. I will just share the picture and on my personal circle, and that's it. So definitely, I would like to be remembered as the Navy Brar from Edmonton, Canada, as finalist, and you never know, a crown holder from Edmonton. So this journey, I named my journey. I mentioned you already, from steel wheel to heels. If a lady who wears steel toe shoes at work whole day, working outside, if she can walk on that ramp with a 5-inch heel, you can walk too.
Absolutely. I love how you said that. So tell me, I know you've been working hard because I follow you and I thought I was busy, but wow. So tell me, how are you preparing for this upcoming pageant?
So I work 4 days, 10-hour shift, and I have a 12-year-old son and and a 10 months old Rottweiler as well. So 4 days. So I plan and prioritize. Um, Even on the busiest days, I try to, you know, spare an hour and a half for myself, that that will be totally dedicated for content creation, or maybe sometime, you just want to scroll the phone and you want to see your competition, how your co-contestants are doing. You want to appreciate them as well. So that time include my social time, my content creation, and when I'm off, like today, then on my off days, one day I dedicated, I turn on the YouTube, and I see some makeup videos, and I try to replicate those looks on myself to just be more and more confident, because practice is something that is going to make me perfect by Finalist. So
Yes, I'm super excited. You've been, like I said, you've been doing a lot of preparing. And speaking of preparing, how do you prepare yourself, especially as a Mrs.? How do you prepare yourself for life after the crown?
So right now, my grooming sessions are going on. So when I come back from work, so usually it's a grooming session scheduled in a week for 2 or 3 times in a week, and then where I plan what things need to be done, and continuously follow up. So after the pageant, I if I look at the journey for the previous winners from the same organization, Haut Monde Mrs. India Worldwide, they are doing, like, some of them, they have their own clothing brand, some of them they're life coaches, and that they're already corporate leaders, and they're publishing their books. I am a really good dancer, and I write really well as well. So I think, apart from doing my regular job 4 hours, I am thinking to take a startup. If I win, then I am thinking to take a startup on the entrepreneurship side, and I will definitely give a thought about that. And if I get any modeling assignment opportunities, I will be more than happy to take that. And that's the food for my soul. So I am preparing myself for that, and hope for the best if I get that. And I will be just stay tuned to that. You will find out.
I can't wait. I'm going to be cheering you on. Like I said, I've been following your journey and you're doing such a great job. And there is one topic that you had mentioned about social media and the cyberbullying. And, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And I feel like, you can give some great advice because you've had some great posts talking about cyberbullying. So what all needs to be done to really combat all this cyberbullying that we're seeing on social media?
So we have been assigned some, the pageant is not the beauty, as I mentioned already. They're looking for somebody beauty with the brains. So we have been assigned many social media tasks. These tasks are weekly. So I started with the yoga task where I explained all the chakras in the body, and then week after there was all period poverty. So did donation task. I collaborated with some NGOs back home, NGO in Canada, did some donation task as well. So this week is about cyberbullying, and I shared my journey as well, and I still have few days, 2-3 days to go for more posts. I shared my journey that when I started putting my post online, and I would say more than 90% of people are supportive. It's just those, I think I would say 2 to 5% who create that negativity, but they leave a big impact. So I think what I think is that when we support someone, we should support them fully in such a manner that in case we see that somebody is cyberbullying our friend or the person I know or women or even men in the society or any kid in the society, we should support them more so that the person who is on the other side of the table and doing all that bullying and threatening them, they get an idea that this person got a more support than the damage he can do. So I am sharing my journey, that how what kind of silly, I would say, silly messages that I get on my social media regarding cutting my hair, and and I posted a video where my son was making my yoga videos, and somebody was really unhappy about that. That why my son is post like he's a big boy. It doesn't look nice. A son to make mom's making mom's video doing a yoga. So but like I said, there are just 2 to 3% who are probably unhappy with their life, and they just want to bully, or they just want to send that negative energy to you. But the support I got in comparison with those bad messages, I think that is so overwhelming, and that is so great that I don't care about what negativity somebody's trying to send me.
That's right. The good outweighs the bad. But I do love how you had a way of turning that around. So you were taking that negativity. It's like, okay, this is what you're saying negative. You laugh about it and you keep going. And what that just shows is that, you're not going to be bothered by it. Like you said, there's more positive, people having comments than the negative. But sometimes it does impact a lot of people because like there's so many young women out there who are feeling self-conscious about themselves. So what advice would you give them to feel more comfortable about themselves, or any woman that may be struggling with self-confidence?
So yeah, my advice to the young women who are struggling with cyberbullying at different level, I think the best way that personally I think is you don't feed their ego. You don't just ignore them. That's the best thing. But if sometimes it's beyond that, somebody is very determined that they want to do this damage, then there are resources available, there are hotlines available. They need to speak up instead of handling by themselves or getting into the trap or something, or being threatened by someone. I think the first person to go is definitely their parents, and they can share with their teachers, and it can be handled in an appropriate manner. And there are like code of conducts, and these cyberbullying, all these matters are taken very seriously by the government right now, because in the past there were even like recently we can talk about many cases where young kids, like teenagers and adults, they committed suicides, and which is very sad. So I would say that if anybody is doing bullying you, just stand up for yourself. The moment you stand up for yourself, 50% problem is already resolved, and the rest can be taken care of by the adult you will be approaching.
Absolutely. I love that. And I always say when it comes to social media, I say I have block parties sometime where I'm just going to block that person, if they're not saying something that um makes you, that makes you feel uncomfortable. That's what you have to just block them. And oh, we have a question that came in. So what about in the workplace? How can an adult navigate that if you're in the workplace and you're experiencing that? That's a very good question.
Workplace bullying is also is the one of the bullying that people experience at the work, and I don't think so. There is any workplace where every workplace have occupational health and safety policies and procedures. There are discrimination and harassment committees. I think the simplest way to resolve the workplace is talk to the person face to face, and most of the time it resolves the issue, because I think all you have to remind an adult is this is not right, and I don't appreciate that. That resolves the trouble. If that doesn't resolve the trouble, then there is a supervisor there to assist you. And if supervisor you think is not assisting, if a supervisor is the one here is bullying you, then the HR is there. There are labor relation department. So there are n number of resources. So I don't think so that we should give the key of happiness, or our key of happiness to someone, or feel weak at the workplace too, because resources are available. Just don't scare and take the help. Speak about it.
Absolutely. Always use your voice to be heard is absolutely the best advice you can give. And like you said, use that voice until you are actually heard. And I think that's very important, because a lot of times sometimes people feel like, they don't have a choice, but you keep going until somebody's going to listen to you. So I agree with you. That's great advice that you've given us.
And the bullying, actually, in the case of adults, and especially in the
Mhm.
workplace, the bullying actually happens to people, target people whom they feel they are weaker,
Mm.
or they can easily target. The moment you stand up for yourself, you will see the change.
Absolutely. And that's the key, is to be able to stand up for yourself. I agree with you 100%. And when it comes to pageantry, a lot of times, people frown upon it. They're not understanding all the work that is put into doing a pageant. So right now, there may be somebody who's listening who has never done a pageant, or did one when they were younger and thinking about it. So do you feel like there is a right time to start in pageantry? Do you feel that?
If I talk about, I never participated in Miss category, right? For Mrs. category, there is no right and wrong time. I am lucky enough to find this pageant from India, which actually doesn't have an age. So if there is no age limit in that particular pageant, then I don't think so there is any right time or wrong time. There is no wrong time to start anything. Whenever you feel like whenever you feel that you're confident enough to present yourself to the world more confidently, and can bear, because the pageants are stressful too, because the preparation and all the preparation goes into that, plus your family responsibilities, plus your full-time work. Yes, it gets overwhelming. If you have the ability to plan and prioritize your life, and you get it, you go into a pageant where there is no age limit, there is no right time to start. You can prepare yourself, and that's it.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. And you just rattled off all these different things that you have going on. So tell me, and this is something that I know for myself I'm still working on, is finding that balance. Can you tell us the best way to find balance? Because we do get overwhelmed, but what is the best way to still maintain that positive mental health, and still give time to ourselves as well as others? What's the best way to balance all those responsibilities?
Anytime you are feeling overwhelmed for any task, take a break. Just shut it off, take a break, reset. Reset is very important. If you don't take reset, your brain is constantly working. You are eating, you're sleeping, you're just thinking about that. Take a break and take reset, and then make your comeback stronger. So that is what I do. If I feel overwhelmed, or if I feel okay, this task, and my co-contestants are doing they're doing really great job, their editing is really good, and but I want to create something different. I don't want to copy that, and I want to create something different. I i i pen down what I want to do, and then I leave it there, and I take a break. I come back and do some changes into that with new thoughts, and then make it. So that's how. So the simple tip is, if you feel overwhelmed, take a break. Don't think about the time limits or anything. Just simply walk away and reset yourself.
Absolutely. That's what I'm going to do. I'm taking a vacation next week to hit that reset button, as you said. So let me ask you, what do you feel like the greatest advice you've ever received? What's been the greatest advice somebody's ever given you?
Greatest advice that I ever received from many people, right? From family, and I'm blessed to have a good friends back home in India. Just stay true to yourself, and have some always have a compassion towards other people, because you don't know that what they are dealing with. You, in one moment, maybe I'm the most happiest person in my life, and but I don't know what other person is dealing with. So have compassion for other people, of course, for underprivileged people, for sure. Have compassion, kindness, and then stay true to yourself. That's the most beautiful trait I think we carry with ourselves, that stick to us for the rest of the life.
Absolutely. Let me ask you this question. So, if there's something that you would have known or wish you would have known before you started pageantry, what would that have been? Now that you're into it, what do you wish you would have known before you got started?
Like, I would have been known for that.
Yeah. So is there anything that you wish you would have known? Like, has somebody told you before you did a pageant or started being in a pageant?
Oh, okay, I got your question. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so when I participated into the pageant and I cleared all the auditions, and they gave me my certificate as for the finalist selection and all that. And to me, I was perceiving it very simple. That yes, I have to probably work on my communication skills a little bit, and I look okay, and there will be a makeup artist there, and they're gonna make me ready. I will walk on that ramp, and that's it. That's the crown. And it's easy to bring the crown home. So yes, it's really different. It's not that easy. You experience that too. You know how much effort, energy, and I really want to tell everyone that whatever we are perceiving the beauty pageants are, it's not even the 0.0001% of that. It's so much into that. So, but even if somebody would have told me, the when I started my grooming session, everything was coming to me as a surprise. Like, okay, I need to change my wardrobe. Okay, I need to learn the makeup, and now I have to start wearing heels. I started from 1.5 inches to 2 inch, went all the way up to 5 inch. And now I'm learning the posing these days, like how to pose in a swimwear and how to pose in a gown and different outfits. So definitely would have been advantage for me to plan to streamline things in a better way. But that's fine. It's coming very natural, and it came as a surprise every step, and it took a lot of time to adapt to things, but I think I handled it well.
I can agree that you have handled it very well. Like I said, I follow you and I've seen your growth through your journey. And I think that's the biggest key, is that you have grown so much. And, like from your first post, as a finalist to now, I'm very, very excited and so proud of you. Like, it's amazing. That's the thing about pageantry that people should be excited about, is that you learn so much about yourself along the way. And you definitely have done that.
I know. When I made that social media account, and some of people who knew me locally here and my friends and family back home, the response was not really good. Then when I told them, and like when I had a conversation with them personally, I told them I am going to participate, and they're like, okay. Okay, so like very generic and no energy response. And now when I'm hosting the shows, I'm going live on different platforms and giving out the interviews, and then I think, I don't know if they see the hope that she can do it, but I get a lot of messages from my school friends, even with whom I graduated in grade 9 or 8, and they are sending me texts that we have seen a transformation in you.
And that's the best part, is when other people see it, it just makes it all worth it. It really does. So before you leave today, we're going to have a little fun. Okay. We're going to play a little game called This or That.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Swimsuit or evening gown?
Swimsuit.
Sneakers or stilettos?
Stilettos.
Yes. First pageant with or without a coach?
Sorry, there was a phone coming in. Can you repeat the question again?
Yes. So first pageant with a coach or without a coach?
With the coach.
With a coach. Would you prefer interview, like one-on-one interview, or would you prefer on-stage question?
I prefer both. One-on-one to good, but on stage, I have no stage fear, so on stage.
Perfect. And I'll let you have both for that, because that you are good with interviews, so you would do well either way. Are you an early bird who likes to get up really early in the morning, or are you a night owl that likes to stay up late at night?
Night owl.
Me too. Would you prefer a slit or no slit for your evening gown?
Slit.
Overdressed or underdressed?
Overdressed.
Definitely overdressed. One-piece swimsuit or two-piece?
Two-piece.
Yes. Practice or wing it?
Practice makes you perfect.
Okay. I think I know the answer to this one. On time or fashionably late?
On time. Before time.
That's right. Because if you're early, you're late. That's what they're saying. Hair up or hair down?
Hair up.
Yes. I like how you wear your hair up. It's pretty. Nude or red lipstick?
Red lipstick.
Ooh, okay. Sash or crown?
Crown.
Definitely. Interview or swimsuit?
Interview or swimsuit?
Mm-hmm.
Swimsuit.
Swimsuit? Yes, I agree with that one. Would you, it says butt glue or double-sided tape?
Butt glue.
I agree with that for that swimsuit. Would you prefer a dress or a jumpsuit?
Dress.
I agree with that one. Natural glam or full glam?
Natural glam.
Okay. Would you prefer a tablet or would you prefer a smartphone?
Smartphone.
Okay. Jeans or leggings? This is always a good one.
Jeans.
Okay. Most people pick jeans. Would you want thick curly hair or would you prefer straight hair?
I like straight hair.
Okay. Long or short nails?
Medium, but short, so that I can type.
That's me. Would you prefer hairspray or hair gel?
Hair gel.
Hair gel. That's pretty awesome. So yeah, so you did such a great job. See, that was so easy and so much fun. We always like to do that. I always let people have at least one where they can choose both, because sometimes it's hard. So
did it take a lot of time to answer? Think.
See, there you go. You have to think on your feet. So, before I let you go, I just want to know, like, first, I want to just say thank you because it has just been a pleasure having the opportunity to talk to you, Navi, because I personally think that you're just such an amazing queen, making such a difference all around the world. And I want you to know, like, I want you to give you a chance so people can follow you and follow your journey, and also tell them how to find you, but also let them know of any projects that you have coming up where maybe they could participate.
Yeah, so most of my journey I am sharing on my Instagram. So we can share my Instagram handle underneath the video, and it's already shared, and Facebook. So if they want to support our North American people and Canadians and Americans or whosoever in the world watching this live video, if they want to support me, they can follow my Instagram and Facebook. And if you have any suggestions, feedback, positive or negative, send them in. And so far did this because I'm leaving on 1st of June, and so it's already 3rd. And so, literally 27, 28 days until I fly to Dubai. So I am just next week, I'm going to host a show in Edmonton. It's a music festival. And then a week after, there's another. Those are the two assignments I am doing by taking out some extra time. But other than that, this time is just for the preparation. For the orders are coming in every day. I'm getting a delivery for something, and then trying it, and then putting in a suitcase at one spot. So now this month, I took off from work as well from 15th. And so from 15th till June 18, 15th of May till June 18, I'm off. And so I want to, dedicate time to myself. I want to take a rest. I want to have an 8 hour of sleep, and have a good diet. And, so this month is all about me.
Absolutely. You got to have that me time. So
Yes.
thank you again so much for joining us. Like I said, you are definitely an amazing queen, and it's truly been an honor to talk with you today. So I want you to take care of yourself. And like I said, we'll be watching this journey and wish you all the
Thank you
best.
so much.
Wish you all the best. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Is Kennedy coming to come back or no?
There I am. So as you can see, Navi was amazing to talk with today. And so again, this has been an amazing interview. Again, I'm Vera Morris with Beauty Queens Galore, the pageant resource, and be on the lookout for our next interview. Have a great night.